Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Shave and a Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Tramble, my co-host, Latanya Davis Tramble.
Good evening.
We are absent of my brothers. He's out doing some errands, but we're gonna keep the show rolling. Today's topic is gonna be truancy. Mom and dad, grandmothers, guardians, whoever watching your kids. This gonna be a intense topic because I talk about it a lot, and I try to educate the parents on how important getting your child to school on time, how important and things that you miss when you're late for school or when you check out early. And if you have, missed a couple of days, I'm gonna give you some tips that might can help you do some things when your kid is late or missing school. So what I've discovered in the past 28 years is that our kids need to be in school more than anything else. Those important times that the kids miss, those important um, topics that the kids miss during the time they're at home. And I want my parents to understand how important each minute of the day for your education counts. How important the block of instructions that they get, they are crucial to your child's educational process. And they must be in school every day, not coming in late. So we're gonna give a quick definition of truancy, and just so you guys can understand it. Definition. Got it? I'll read it. Definition of truancy is defined as absence from school that is unexcused by the school and not permitted by the student or caregiver. Absent from the school that is unexcused by the school and not permitted by the student's caregiver. So if you're doing that kind of thing, you're a parent and you're wondering, you know, what are some avenues? What are some things you can do? What are some ways you can you can keep your kid from getting truant? You know, one thing you gotta do, you gotta get up, mom and dad. Y'all gotta get up. And I've heard several parents say she overslept the child. Mom, it's up to you to get the child up and get him ready. Child didn't oversleep. You overslept. And you got to get here on time. On time so these parents, I'm sorry, so these teachers can get their blocks instructions and get it on time. Every time a teacher stops, it takes away from the educational process. Every time a teacher has to stop and get you started and get you set up with your paperwork and your stuff, it takes away from the educational process. So we got to work together as parents and teachers get our kids to school on time. She's gonna read that first part right here that talks about truancy. Did you know?
Poor attendance can influence whether children read by the end of third grade or be held back. By sixth grade, chronic absence becomes a leading indicator that a student will drop out of high school. Ninth grade attendance can be a better predictor of dropout than eighth grade test scores. Attendance matters. Chronic absenteeism, I can't get it
Teasel.
out.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all, is a term that describes absences that have caused the student to miss 10% of the school year for any reason. Chronic absence is an early warning indicator that a student will fall behind academically and drop out of school. Research shows that missing 10% of the school year for any reason negatively affects a student's academic performance. And 10% of the school year is 18 days in most school districts.
All right there. Now she only said 10% is 18 days.
Mhm.
So if I'm not mistaken, the school system in the parish, you can't miss no more than 10 days. So if you're missing 18 days, we've got a problem. If you're missing 3 days, I can see 3 days out of the whole year. But if you got a consistency of missing 2 and 3 days of school, it's not going to help you out. It's going to hinder you. It's going to hinder you big time. Trust me and believe. I've been doing this thing for 28 years. I've been in the school system for over 30. Just walking down the hallways, talking to teachers, getting information, asking questions. How important is being in class? And I asked a teacher that the other day, and she said that's the most important part of the day. You have to be in class. You have to be attentive in class. Have to be on time in class. Every bit, every second counts in a school day. From the bell ringing at 7:50 in some schools, sometimes they ring at 8 in other schools. Whenever your time, your bell ring, your child should be there 10 minutes prior to. Because over at Jack Hayes, they start checking in at 7:20. So you got a full 30 minutes before 7:50 and that bell rings. So I think the last person should be pulling in through that door at probably about 7:40 with 10 minutes to spare. Give you enough time to walk down the hallway, give you enough time to get where you need to get, give you enough time to get down the hallways, it gives you enough time to get to class, it gives you enough time to if you can grab a snack, it gives you plenty of time. But you must be here, whatever your assignment. If it's 8 o'clock in other schools, you need to be there at 7:50. You have to get here at a certain time that will allow you and your child to get in the classroom through those doors before the doors close in the classroom and sitting down to get started in the process. That's all it is. All what it boils down to. We have to start getting to the point where we getting our kids on early. We're in week 9. Week 9. Shouldn't be no more late people coming at all. All right, Mr. Moore, appreciate you for checking in. There should be no more late people at all after 7:40. If your class get in at 8 o'clock, should be about 7:50. Give you 10 minutes to spare. Trust me, if you get your child here on time, the process will be easier. And then you won't be getting these truancies letters sent to your house, 3-day truancy letters sent to your house. Then you get a phone call from the truancy office asking what's going on and why you're late. Your child had 3 days late at school, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got to get to the point where we're getting to school on time. We're getting to school on time. We're making sure that our parents, we're getting up at, because you got to also take in the traffic. We understand traffic is bad sometimes. We got to make sure that we're also getting up a little bit early because the traffic gets bad on certain schools and certain subdivisions. 165 gets crowded. All kinds of stuff happen during that time. So you need to make sure that you're there a little bit early to continue on with your child educational process. Continue on.
That's it. We're on interesting data points.
Go ahead.
Post pandemic problems. Chronic absenteeism remained higher than pre pandemic levels in the 2024-2025 school year. Urban versus rural. Half of urban school districts reported more than 30% of students being chronically absent. Youth perceptions. A quarter of young people don't view being chronically absent as a serious problem. Reading proficiency. Only 17% of chronically absent kindergartners students were proficient readers by third grade. Mm. Early dropout indicator. By sixth grade, chronic absenteeism is a strong predictor of high school dropout. Historical roots. The concept of a, what is that? I don't,
Just skip it. The concept of where we at.
is that tyrant?
Yeah, tyrant.
Okay. Has historically roots in older English as a striker of duties, excuse me. Mental health in youth. Up to 5% of children have school related anxiety and may struggle to explain their refusal to attend. Um, let's see, punitive approaches. Some districts historically use punitive measures like ticketing students, though this is increasingly seen as ineffective. And the last one is positive outcome, focusing on support and engagement, as seen in cities like New York and Hartford, offers a promising approach to reducing truancy. We're working together on our community attendance support team.
Okay. So she gave you some data. She gave you some stats. She gave you some things that you can go to. Okay. Let's go to the consequences of truancy. The academic impact. Even excuse absence academically affects the student with frequent absence hurting their grade point average and increased risk of dropping out. Even excuse absence. I understand that we have doctor's appointments. I understand that we have things go out throughout the day. But I would think unless you have something that's seriously going on and you have to go on a repeatedly checking out basis, you need to try to find uh like fall break coming up. Bam, book your appointments then. Uh, in service when teachers have an in service, look at your calendar, book the appointments on those days. That way, your child would not miss any education. So you heard what I just said. Even excused absences affect the students, right? Grade repetition. Students will repeat truancy may be required to repeat the next grade. So basically, repeat the grade. So normally the school year, if you miss 10 days, if I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to repeat, because you're a chronic truancy. You're missing days too many times. What's going on now is I have no idea, even in week breaks, it's still off. Read that from me when you get a chance. Somebody's typing in. Um, even even though our kids are coming late, they are basically missing out on some of the stuff that is going on.
Miss Butler says even in a week break, it still affects their academic performances.
Correct. Absolutely. It's not Miss Butler. I don't know how old you are, but I know back we didn't have all these fall breaks, just because breaks. They got so many breaks, man, it's just ridiculous. We didn't have that many breaks that was going on. So it's a lot of stuff. And so even with those breaks, and I always tell our kids this, and I don't know if you have any kids or not, but school don't end at 3:30 and doesn't end on doing break. Somehow or another, our kids throw them books down for that week and they don't do nothing else. But to get back on my truancy thing, I'm telling you guys, it is real vital to make sure that your child is there. Because if something's going on and you request a parent teacher conference and you come in there with the everything, why my child, this and that, and they say, well, ma'am, your child has missed 6 days of school. You don't have a leg to stand on. Even if, and when I say even if you got excuses. Now here's one thing I want to let you guys know, and I found this out the other day. If your child gets sent home by the nurse and it requires them to stay another day, that doesn't count toward truancy. I found that out the other day. So it's up to you as a parent to remember that if your child gets sent home because he or she is sick, it's an extra day that the nurse gives them an extra day. That doesn't count toward truancy. But it shows up on our laws of truancy, because I'm a truancy officer. It shows up on our laws of truancy. So when I call and talk to you, that's all you have to say is, hey, the nurse sent my child home and it's supposed to stay on an extra day. Well, that way we can go in the documentation and take that day off. Right? But here's another idea. Say your child is sick and didn't come to school Monday morning. And you say, well, it's one of them bugs, I want to keep them at home. Well, you guys know y'all can call. What's the first thing people call that you call when your child's sick? Yeah, well, the doctor's office. You call it somebody else that you know you call. You can call your doctor's office and talk on the phone. I call it telemed is what I'm talking about. Oh. Yeah, telemed. You call telemed, explain the system to you, explain the symptoms to your doctor. The doctor will be like, okay, this did, and prescribe this, and tell me you need an excuse for that day. They will send you one. It's so much simple stuff that you guys can do to avoid getting that, even though he's after, he or she's after getting that tardy or that truancy letter, because all you gotta do is make a phone call. I've talked to several parents, and that's all I tell them what they need to do. And they be like, I didn't know I could do it. Yes. As long as you get a doctor's excuse for that day, your child is cleared. You don't have to bust in the doctor's office. All you got to do is make a phone call, get a prescription from the doctor. That means you talk to the doctor. You were there. Ask for an excuse, they'll send you one. That's it. And that covers you for that day. But you are responsible as a parent to call the school and get their work for that day. That goes into what I'm talking about when I ask you parents to be more involved in your child educational process. And if you can get your child here on time, we're in week 9, and folks are still coming at 8:05, 8:15, Mr. Moore. Am I right, Mr. Moore? 8:05, 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, and then they upset. We have nothing to do with your child. They upset when I call and say, I'm the truancy officer and I'm calling in reference to Buttercup being late. And all of a sudden, you upset with me, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I have to write stuff down. And once you get to that 5th day, you go down to child welfare and attendance. Then you sit down and talk with the big guys, and you got to explain to them why you still are being truant. And then they decide whether to take it further as going to the court system. Have you in court, and then you have pay a fine and all that stuff for being truant. You are being truant. So what I don't get is, why are we even going that route? Why are we even getting to that point where it's the same constant people coming through the door with the same constant? You know what's going to end up happening? And I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. What's going to happen is they're gonna start saying, well, you know what? I wonder where she stay at. Mm-hmm. I wonder where she stay at, because she's late every day. Then they're gonna start doing that crackerjack investigation and find out that you are out of the zone. You got an opportunity for a good education. Come on time. If you are out of the zone, they're gonna send you back to the zone where you come from. It's just plain and simple. It ain't rocket science. It's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, I'm wondering why Miss Applehead, this is a nickname, nothing personal, is bringing their child to school late. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna go into those files, start looking at those files. Well, she came from something elementary, Johnson Elementary. She's making up a school. And you're like, okay, so I wonder where she stay at. Does mean they're gonna send the truancy officer to go see exactly where you stay. And on your application, if it say you stay on 3518 Old Sterling Road, and I go by there and you ain't at 3518 Old Sterling Road, then we got a problem. All this can avoid you getting in any type of trouble. All this can avoid you getting brought into the office. All this can avoid you getting talked to by the truancy officer, then going to child welfare and attendant.
Mr. Moore says, yes, sir, your child must be there. Take advantage of the complete day.
The complete day. That's right, Miss. When we talk about it every morning, me and you. I mean, like, man, I mean, opportunities are there for you to get on time. And if it's hard for you to get on time, you might need to get up a little earlier.
Okay, tell me this. What if you have a parent that is bringing their child late that's in zone?
It's the same thing. It's still true. You're still gonna be. They're not gonna move you out of zone, but you'll be end up going to child welfare and attendance. Then you got to explain to the supervisor over there why you are being truant.
Okay.
After you talked to me and you gave me an explanation saying you're gonna do better, and then you started doing the same thing.
Okay. What if we have a mother that's out of zone, but Jack Hayes is her choice school?
Same thing applies. Still truant.
Okay, but can they make her go to the school she's zoned to then?
Yes. It's a choice school. It's called a choice for a reason. You choose to go there, but you choose to do better when you're there.
I understand.
Choose to be on time when you're going to the choice school you made a choice to go to.
So that's breaking the contract.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's an advantage for you to get to Jack Hayes. It's a disadvantage when you don't come to school on time. But there's a choice bus. So, which only had, by the way, 2 kids on it every day.
I saw that.
2 kids. I came to the car, to the bus every evening. It's only 2 of them on the choice bus. So the rest of them that's bringing the kids on choice is not choosing to use the choice bus. So that's a problem in itself. And not to mention, most of the buses are almost empty anyway. Everybody's bringing their kids to school also. Most of them not getting on the bus like they normally do. And so that brings the traffic into the problem. That brings the toilets get into the problem because we don't come on time. We know our selected few minutes more know that's gonna be late. We already know it. And sure enough, here they come. I ain't calling no names out, but we know who's gonna be late. We know they ain't gonna be on time. And now it's to the point now where now I'm making phone calls. I've gave you several times, several opportunities to straighten this thing out, and you didn't do it. It's so important for you guys to make sure that you're on time. Just like Mr. Moore said, take advantage of the whole entire day.
Yep, complete day.
Because here's what happens. Bell rings, 8 o'clock, class start. You get there about 8:15, Miss Johnson already got 15 minutes of instructions that she's already been given out on the board. She is not going to go back to 8 o'clock and start over. She is not. She's going to continue to go where she's going from that spot. Them 15 minutes that you missed might be the most important 15 minutes ever. It might be some information she's saying. You might see this again. Or she might say, write this down. She might say, this is going to be on the test. She is not required to say when you come in, hey, LaTanya, I'm glad you made it here. You're 15 minutes late, but this is going to be on the test. She's not going to go back to that. She is not. She's going to continue teaching. She's going to continue getting put out of class. It's also truancy. You're putting out of class. Enough time when you go to ISS, you're missing class. Truancy. On the hallway, when everybody going to other class, truancy. We talking high school, skipping, trying to be smart, going to first, second, third, and going skipping fourth and fifth. That's truancy. Don't try to outsmart people that's been around way longer than you. Because at the end of the day, you mess yourself up. We got to develop a better way of getting up, parents. Y'all just got to get up. You still got to get up. If I can get there at 6:30 in the morning, y'all can get there too. And I'm there every day around by 6:30. Every day. By 7 o'clock, that parking lot already full, ladies and gentlemen. Parents are already in the line is all the way past my unit. They realize, and a lot of them probably got to go to work too. That's probably why. So majority of y'all probably that are late are not workers. If you are a worker, you should already be up. If you worked the night before, okay, you fell asleep, I can give you that. But if you at home and that's all you do is sit at home, at the very least, get to school on time. Let's get to school on time to help our kids. Let's work together for your kids' educational process to be great. Let's find out some solutions and suggestions. You know, I tell you what, find if you can't make it, if it's a neighbor going the same direction, see can't she drop them off? Something has to happen to the point where when that bell rang, we ain't sitting outside still waiting. Yep, she be in a minute. There she come. Y'all never cease to amaze me yet. I would never bet nobody that some of y'all will be on time because I lose. I lose. He might have to get you a conversation on. You know, she gonna do better. And I get on the computer and I say I talked to Miss Johnson. She said she having car issues and she'll do better. I put it on the computer and send it to the office and send it over to them. And then here I get it again 3 days, a week later, another 2 or 3 after. Now I got to explain. Well, what happened now, Mr. Trump? Well, you know, she told me that she's gonna do better, and I'm only typing what she tells. And once you get to child welfare and attendance, if you ain't did what you said you told me you gonna do, y'all got a problem. So I'm trying to avoid you even getting that far, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to avoid you guys even getting that letter saying come see child welfare attendants. Because whatever he say after that, it goes. I can't call and say, yeah, nope. Ain't nothing I can do. You just gotta do what he said. And the key to doing it is just being on time. Just being on time. And when you check your kids out at 2:30, that's truancy. Don't y'all run up there about 2:30 and y'all, you know, you run up there and right for the time when you can't check them out. That's truancy. And if I'm not mistaken, 3 early checkouts equal 1 truancy. 1 tardy. 1 absent. I mean, it equals 1 absent. So you call yourself doing it every Friday. By the end of the school year, your kid have 10 absences. Y'all run up there when it's getting ready to rain, and you run up there and check them out early instead of sitting in the line. That's truancy. You sitting in that line, and you just mad because the line is long, and you don't want to wait. You run up in there and check them out. It's the same thing. It's truancy. It's a tardy. Early checkout. 3 of them equals 1 absent. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give you guys some avenues and suggestions, and hope that you guys understand it. I'm only here to help y'all. I'm not trying to be the bad guy. I'm only being the guy to tell you what's going on and what's the process when you do what you do. You guys got to decide for yourself that hey, my baby education is more important than me oversleeping. Stop oversleeping and get your kids here on time. Let's make sure that our kids receive the full total educational experience. Stop checking them out early. Stop checking them in early. I mean late. Let's get this thing together. I just don't understand it. I know we can do it. I know without a shadow of doubt that we can have a phenomenal year with less tardiness and more attendance. Cause I got that paper the other day and it was like, man, I'm like, look at all these names. And what was, you know what? Here's what I do. I'll go back to the previous year and I'm comparing the list. And if your child's name on that list from last year to this year, or I can go back another year. If your child's on that list that many times from the previous year to this year, that's chronic right there. That's something that needs to need for a conversation with child welfare and me. See what's going on. Mr. Moore say.
Mr. Moore said, parents' excuses are a dime a dozen. We must do it.
That's it. You know, they always, Mr. Moore, they always got. I'm late for this. I got it, this and that. Now, if it's an emergency, Lord forbid, somebody's sick in the hospital, somebody in the emergency room had an accident, by all means, that's not a problem. Because when you bring that excuse, they'll take care of it. But a lot of them say stuff like that and don't have no excuse whatsoever. Don't bring it back. None of that. They just good with that child missing that day. They are. They content with that child just missing that day. Especially the one homecoming. You know how many kids I see doing their parents' homecoming that's at the campus with them? It ain't like the elementary school homecoming and they can be excused for elementary. You laugh, baby. When I tell you, no matter which school is having a homecoming, that Friday, you are gonna miss at least 20% of the kids. And they on campus with their mama. When they both be in school, and what happens on Friday, ladies and gentlemen?
Test.
Friday test day.
Yep. Usually.
It's usually a test day. And y'all, you check them out. Sometimes you ain't let them go to school for that day. Y'all just stay at home. We ain't got to check out. Just stay at home. You have to understand how important being in class. I don't know because I don't know when I know I didn't do no skipping and I don't know about you, but I ain't she looked away, so I guess she skipped a couple classes in her time. But I ain't do no skipping. I ain't run off no campus. I ain't sneak off no campus. I wasn't late for no class. I was there. So she over there shaking her head, so she must be late for class and skipped a lot of classes too back in her days at D. Washita High School, Lions. I didn't. No ma'am. Not allowed, dog. Law don't go here. I don't skip. No, skip. I don't skip. Okay. So, well, I know you did. Anyway, so my point is, I just want you guys and parents to understand that the more time you stay away from school when you're supposed to be at school, the less time your kid gets education. Your child is vital that he or she is there every day. It amazes me doing awards day when they say perfect attendance. I'd be like, I remember back in our day, you'd be like, everybody, yeah, perfect attendance probably last about 10 minutes now. Because everybody missing school. Everybody. And you'd be like, Miss Johnson class, no. Come on. What happened to them days where you got them perfect attendance all year long? It's missing. It's rare and few that we got perfect attendance entire class. You might have 10 out of 25, might have 9 out of 25, but ain't that many there every day. So that lets me know now, like I say, some of y'all got doctor excuses, but like I said, I wish y'all would make those excuses around the days y'all out, right? Especially during Thanksgiving and Christmas. You got a week and then you got 2 weeks. You can easily find a doctor during that day. Matter of fact, you find it, you do it a year in advance. You do it the first of the year, say, look, next year in January, in December, I'm setting these appointments for my kids. Dental, checkup, all that done on their weeks. That way it doesn't count at all because they're not in school or they're at home. So that's important. It's important that we get here on time. It's important that we make sure we do what we're supposed to do when we're there. It's important to stay off the hallway. It's important to stay out of ISS. All that accumulates into you being out of class and calling you to be tarded. And all I said, 3 tardies equals 1 absent. If you're sitting outside on the hallway, I was at a school today where a young lady had missed two periods in elementary school. They're gonna check her not. They're gonna check her absent out of them classes. That's considered absent, even though she in the office, but she in the office doing something she had no business. So we got to make sure that the whole lot of kids accountable. Make sure that they're getting up. If they're not getting up, mama, you need to get them up. Especially if they're, what, 3rd and 4th grade, they still grabbing the covers. When you get to about 6th and 7th grade, y'all be getting up on your own. But you still responsible as a parent to make sure that child gets there on time. Now, back in the original days when they first started doing truancy, y'all guys got fines. And I don't know if they still doing it now, but they need to go back to it because maybe that'll get y'all here on time. But that $200 fine every time your child is letting you go to court, that'll get you right. That'll get you right. And so they had stopped doing that a while back. I don't know if they're still doing it now. They had stopped doing that, sending you to court and stuff like that. So you might need to get back to that, and hopefully get y'all right, get your mind right. I just want our parents to get our kids on time so they can get the total educational experience. That's not familiar though. That's our church motto: get the total experience. Get the total educational experience.
Yeah, be accountable.
And so when our babies were small, maybe what are some key things that you did to help get your kids up for the next day?
Pre-planned what they were wearing.
Okay.
I already knew if they were eating breakfast at school or home. Backpacks already pre-packed.
Okay.
Those who were taking lunch pre-packed.
Okay.
I don't know, and waking them up a few minutes earlier than when they're supposed to get up. So if they say give them 5 more minutes, when I get them up, they still on time.
Okay. So what about what time they close their eyes?
They went to bed pretty early, between 8:30 and 9.
But that's the problem right now with our kids. They are not going to bed at 8 o'clock. They're not going at 9. Some of them not going to bed at 10. How many times you walked in there and saw our grandson still up?
That's when you say shout.
See, that's when mom and dad in that bad boy. And the Lord
but
say,
it's very rare.
The Lord say, get up.
That's right.
You look and you like, and you hear somebody in the back room.
Yeah.
Our kids don't go to bed, parents. Y'all got to get up and go in there and hey, turn that game off and go to bed. You got to do it. They will wait till you good and go to bed. You know, mom and dad asleep. Put them headphones on with that little microphone. Start playing the game. Before you know it, it's 11 o'clock. They hadn't got no rest. Look at 12. You go in there and 12, then you know it takes them a little bit to wind down. So about 12, they sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you come about 5:30. They only got 5.5 hours to sleep. That's not enough.
It's a personal problem.
I'm just saying it's a personal problem, but it's not enough. So we got to make sure that they're asleep at a great time, and maybe just here's what I do. Just turn their internet off where they can't play their game. So then they gotta go to bed. But we gotta force our kids to go to bed. Because we know that our kids be up past certain time. Most of them be up almost half the night. I was in the school today. And if I'm lying, I'm frying. I'm in there talking to a group of kids, and I'm going in it, doing my talk. And something turn around, there's a boy behind me. He was on there. And the teacher said, he always do that. He always do that. So that means at the house, he something going on.
Unless he got a medical problem.
That could be a problem. He might be taking the pills that make him sleep, but he might need easy doses off of him if that's the case.
Well, that's a
But
conversation
when I tell
between
you,
the teacher and mom.
that boy was calling hard while I was talking. Sleep. While I was in there they're just doing my best work talking to kids. Talking about life and suggestions. He back there sleep. He back there just, I'm talking about just sleep. He he's on a good sleep. When they called him name, he did his hair. You know what that means?
Oh, no.
You know what that means? He was good in it. Good in it. But that goes back to preparing them the night before. Mm-hmm. Just like my baby said, prepare them the night before. Get their clothes out. That was some good answers. Clothes out.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Get their food ready.
Grace and clothes.
Get them some grace period when they can get a little extra sleep. And when they tired, even though give them 30 more minutes, you give them a little bit early, they ain't gonna know. They just go open their eyes. They don't know what time it is. Give them a little that extra grace period. Have their clothes already ready. Have their lunch pack. If not, get them early to get to class.
His book bag in the den.
His book bag is in a certain location where all you gotta do is just pick it up and go. All that helps your child get to school on time. If they get to school on time, education process starts. If they don't, it's gonna at least take them when they get to the office. I'm gonna show you how it works. You come to the door, come to the front office. What's your child name? The lady writes your child's name down. You fill out a piece of paperwork and you write down an explanation why they sick. Some of y'all ain't writing nothing in there blank. It just be blank. You just write the name, you just sign it. She give him an excuse. He goes down the hallway. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, I see this all the time. They go down that hallway, they ain't in no hurry. It ain't like they walk around slow, looking around.
That green mile.
Walking around, right? Walking a mile, they just walk. They might stop in the bathroom, go to the bathroom, spend about 2 or 3 minutes in there. Finally get to the door, look through the door for a minute, play with somebody's window, and then they finally go in. They go in. All she does is say, "Give me the paperwork," and it's unexcused. She puts unexcused absence on there, and she continue where she left off there. Say the desk, pull out your math problem. That's it. And if she's on number 9, she's not going back to number 1. If she's almost to the last problem of the math problem, she's not going to the beginning. So it's up to us to get our kids on time. Let's be a part of the solution and not the problem. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. So, does anybody have any questions, suggestions, comments? If you got some solutions the stuff that you help get your child to help somebody else, you can share that. You got any questions about truancy? Feel free to chime in right now. If you are a truancy officer and you experience some stuff and you want to talk about it, chime in right now. I'll give you a minute and some change.
That's good. But that's the same for the parents. Yeah, my clothes already be out.
You didn't say that. Yeah, okay, she's got some more. Add what you were saying.
I was saying the parent as well can already have their stuff at the door, clothes already pre-picked out. whatever you're drinking, mugs or whatever for your coffee already set, so you can be on your way. So if you fall behind doing something else, you'll pick up the time as you go.
Okay. Well, Mr. Moore, we're gonna tell them what we see. They come in their sleepers.
Huh.
They come in their sleepers. It's like they just got out the bed. They come through the door. Sleepers and that popcorn hat on the head. Rushing the baby. Come on, let's go, go. You're already late. It's more tell them, and Miss Moore about telling the story. They come in their sleep. When they late, they got their sleepers on. So what that mean to me? That mean you at home. You come with some work clothes on. Okay, you know what I mean? I laid down for a second, try to get a little nap. My bad. Well, you come in your sleepers. That mean you at home. Did you take the time to help your kid out with their education? Thank you, Mr. Moore. I appreciate that. Appreciate you.
Oh, he said, good job. Love the topic. Keep going.
And so we're gonna keep at it, man. Every other Tuesday, I'll be back with something else, another topic. We're gonna talk about some more stuff. I'm out. Look, guys, every morning at 6:30, I'm doing a motivational talk to our kids every morning at 6:30. And it's not. It's probably maybe 5, 10, 15. Sometimes it's 15 minutes. It depends on how I feel. Sometimes I can go into 30. Sometimes I can go to 5. Sometimes I do 10. But all it is getting your kids an opportunity to get up and hear some positive if they didn't get anything tonight. And I always tell y'all, whatever y'all put in that child's heart the night before, it's gonna bring it to school. Whatever y'all put in that child's heart the day of, he or she's gonna bring it to school. I hate to see young scholars and young scholars upset coming across the street, upset getting off the bus, upset getting out the car. Because parents, y'all just frankly ruin their whole day. And think about if it was a test day, if it was a Friday or a Thursday. Y'all, we got to understand the power of our words. What we say and how we say it can really affect you, your child. Okay? So, that's been Shave and a Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Tramble. I am so happy that you guys are coming on and coming in and chiming in and listening. And look, like and share this page on my YouTube channel as well. Like and share this page on my YouTube channel. So I'm asking parents next week, we're out. So you got a whole week. So that Monday by 7:50, I need to look outside. There should be no parents coming in after 7:50. Let's get this thing together where our kids can get educated, stay in school, get the proper education, get the proper notes that they need so when the test comes, they'll pass it. This has been Shave and a Haircut. I'm your host, Kenneth Tramble. My co-host, Latonya Davis Tramble.
Good night.
We love you guys. And in closing, I always say, quit yelling at your kids. Hoping they'll do great in school the next day. Quit yelling at your kids in the morning time. Think they're going to do great doing testing and doing classwork. Speak love. Speak faith. Speak and support your kids. Speak successful thoughts in their mind. At the end of the day, please listen to your kids. This has been Shave and a Haircut. Till next Tuesday after next. See you later. Peace.